putting in some cardboard to balance out all of that so we get a more balanced compost system. And this thing is almost all the way full. So I have some cardboard here that I'm going to break up into smaller pieces, just like rip it up and put it in there and hope for the best, you know? I'm not gonna put any cardboard on there that has tape on it. I'm just gonna rip the tape off before I throw it in there. But I'm also realizing that this setup is kind of small and I could have a much bigger setup if I wanted. So I'm gonna look into getting a like pallet system. Like I'm gonna look for some free pallets and see if I can set something up over in the front corner. And yeah, I'm excited about it. I think that it'll be really cool to see what I'm able to come up with. I don't know if I'll keep the tumbler, if it is going to be like a better system to have, you know, like the 3-section thing. I don't know if that will be better. Well, I think it will be better. This is just kind of like a smaller scale situation, and I have the space to do something much larger. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna try, when all the materials are free, like if I can find free pallets, it'll all be free. The only thing that I will have paid with is my time. So I feel like it's worth the shot to try out. I don't know, something new, something a little more challenging. I forgot to ask Shota if you can still compost in the winter time, because I know that compost needs to reach a certain temperature to be successful in like removing pathogens and stuff like that. So I need to talk to him again. Winter is approaching, although it is really hot and I'm sweating right now. Daniel and I are both outside working. He is cutting down some trees that were dead, and we just, like, when we moved in last year, about a year ago, we noted the trees that didn't have leaves, and so now those trees have been presumably dead for 2 years. So we're gonna cut them down and use them for firewood. So he's working on getting that going, you know, getting the chainsaw ready for the season. He had to get some new, like, not blades, but like a new chain for it, because we did a number on it when we were removing the stuff just from last season. We really did a number on it. So anyway, he's working on that today. I'm doing a little bit of this, and then I'm going to start breaking up some of the smaller branches that he's cut up already so that we can have some starter pieces. I don't really know exactly. I guess I'll just finish slicing up this box. I'm going to get some water in there because it's really dry, and then not a ton of water, but just, like, you know, sprinkle in a little bit and then see what happens from there. These tumble systems are nice because they don't take up very much space at all, and they compost things pretty quickly. So I think within a couple weeks I should have something. And I'm realizing that if I make my own compost, number one, I save myself from making trips to the store to buy bags of compost. I save my truck from having to get loaded up with compost, because I almost ruined the suspension on our truck when I got soil dumped into it at the beginning of the season, if you remember. So if I make my own compost, I pretty much eliminate a lot of issues, and I have plenty of food scraps to go around. So I'm feeling like I'm really excited to start this journey. And there's been so many people who have commented and said, you know, I want to try it, but I don't really know how, or I don't know where to start, or it feels unachievable. So I want to do some larger scale composting out here, and then do some small scale composting inside, like with vermicompost, worms. Probably like under my sink, or maybe even in the garage, because I feel like that's going to be the most achievable thing for most people who live in apartments and stuff like that. So I don't know. Let me know if you're excited for this composting journey that I'm going on. And if you're on a composting journey, let me know down below. And if all of this sounds like gibberish, you should go check out my composting video that I made with an expert, Shota from Tank's Green Stuff, which is the company that I make my soil mixture with. So really great person, super knowledgeable, and gave a lot of really great tips in that video. So I would highly suggest you check it out. This is the area where I'm thinking of setting up my compost area. It shouldn't jut out too much, like I should still have a walkway right here, but there's a lot of wasted space over here, so I'm looking to maybe use this entire section to do that. So it's about 12 feet. So if I have like a 4-foot section, 3 4-foot sections, that should fill up the space pretty well. So we'll have to see if that ends up happening, but I would really like it to happen right here because there's not a lot of space on that side, and this side of the fence just happens to be a lot wider than that side. It was a miscalculation in the measurements, but it might work out nicely if I'm able to do that here. This is the tree that Daniel just cut down. It was one that we felt from the beginning, like when we bought the house, we thought we'd have to cut down. So I'm sad that we had to. We were hoping that it would come back, but only certain parts of the tree came back, and it just was in really bad condition. Like I could tell that it had been sick a lot, so we just decided to cut it down. Also because, little spoiler for next season, I'm wanting to do a cut flower garden in front of the actual garden structure. So basically this whole area I would like to till into rows and then do some cut flowers and things that, you know, animals are not gonna eat, like just flowers actually. I mean, nothing like crazy beyond that. So anyway, that is a plan for next season, and I don't know, I just have a lot of ideas, and so I figured that this tree was really only going to be a hindrance because it's actually quite unsafe because it keeps dropping like really big limbs, and yeah, it's really annoying to mow around because I'm always having to pick up the dead limbs. So it's gonna make some really good fire starter and like some pretty good firewood as well, so I'm excited to use that for this winter. But that's kind of a little sneak peek about something that I'm interested in doing out here. I'm gonna have to rent probably like, yeah, I'm gonna have to rent a tiller because there's no way I'm gonna do that by hand. It's a pretty big area. I don't know how big it actually looks. Like it might actually look to scale more, I don't know, it might look more to scale than it has in the past because my new lens here, but it's a pretty big space. So I'm just excited to see, you know, what next season will bring with all that new opportunity. But I'm going to, I have the lawnmower here with our little trailer in the back. So I'm basically just loading up what Daniel has cut into the trailer, and then I'm going to be transporting it to its spot that it's going to be in for the winter season. So it's kind of fun, like preparing for winter and like having time ahead of time to prepare for it, because last year we were cutting a lot of wood in the middle of winter. It would be like -6 degrees and we're outside chopping wood because we didn't have enough. So now we know we're gonna need a lot of wood, so we can start this process now, which is gonna be so much better. So hopefully we won't have to do that at all. Hopefully, fingers crossed.